Greetings! What's up, guys and girls, you fine and fantastic people? The sun is shining and the magpie is casting. Coming to you with Semifinals B from the 4th weekly Artifact Cup here in Homeworld Deserts of Karak. Now, we did see these players actually come through in the round of 8, so we're kind of familiar now with Pook. A-Gamer is very prolific, so we're very familiar with him. So yeah, without further ado, spawning in the south, playing controversially as the Coalition Forces, it is going to be A-Gamer. And spawning in the north, playing as the Knef Forces, it is going to be Pook. Now, Pook played against Kragel in the round of 8, and I have to say, and I said at the time, I think you might remember if you watched that round of 8 game, the level of play was slightly beneath what we might see from players like Quicksilver, Tren, Sparrow, A-Gamer. Like, Pook and Kragel, like, definitely it was good games, and there was a lot to be learned there, but just the level of play was kind of, like, noticeably lower. So, it's, he really is on Pook here to demonstrate that he can play against a player of A-Gamer caliber. This is, I don't think this is going to be easy at all, and I think it's probably fair to say that A-Gamer is the firm favourite moving into this. Now, that's not to say that this is by any means a foregone conclusion. Homeworld Deserts of Karak is a very fast and unforgiving RTS, and if you catch your opponent off guard or, you know, get the appropriate counter into the right position, pretty much anything can happen. And that's one of the reasons why I like it, actually. Like, I still feel like if I was to play against A-Gamer, and I'm not very good at this game, I might be able to take a game or two off him, you know, maybe. I don't know. Like, I feel like it could be done. That's what I like about this game. So, I mean, let's see. Let's see. I mean, Pook, the world is his oyster right now. This is his time to shine. Looks like he's going to move out with the base runner here. Blast drone also in tow here, so he's already got one of those constructed. You can see the little blast drone kind of sketching out a little bit. It's like wibbling around a little bit. But, anyway, here comes a couple of LAVs from A-Gamer. Gonna start prioritizing that blast drone as well, he might, so that's very savvy stuff from him. Looks like he's gonna pick that off actually way before it even gets a chance to get close to his Pathfinder light assault vehicles. And he's gonna take some shots at the base runner. Pook's gonna use the smoke here to keep that thing alive. Although he does need to stay in the smoke if he wants to, you know, make optimal use of that. Let's see, where's the base runner for Quicksilver? He has not moved that one out yet, so it looks like for now he's happy to leave it back. Some sand skimmers now for Pook, beginning to move out onto the field. He's going to have to be careful with these. The first sand skimmer's just coming in, like, all the way here against, like, a pretty nice concave of... Whoa, the concave of light attack vehicles is going to make mincemeat of that first sand skimmer. Wow, he traded a whole sand skimmer for, like, a third of the health on an LAV. Whoa, he's going to trade 2 sand skimmers here. Whoa, Pook, these sand skimmers are not doing very well. You need to group them up and come in together. Oh, dearie me. Sending your units in piecemeal like this is never a recipe for success. So, wow, Pook actually just kind of handing away a lot of his early game units here. That is dangerous. That is very dangerous. A blast drone comes out. Oh, he doesn't manage to detonate it, so there's going to be no refuge from that either. I kind of feel like A-Gamer could just overrun here. Like, this is how many? 7 LAVs? Yeah, he's going to overrun for sure, and he's probably going to get 2 salvages as well. Uh-oh. He's going to split off a couple of his LAVs to what? Why are these guys coming back then? Because they're going back to the carrier, which is already a defended location. Anyway. These Pathfinders going to be harassing the salvages here, and I mean, that is horribly horrible to be losing salvages at this early stage in the game. The Knef carrier does have power into weapons right now, so it's going to start hooning down these these LAVs. Picks off one. Oh my goodness, Pook, your sand skimmer control. Not the best, I'm just going to say it. Needs a little bit of work. Wow, and now there's a phalanx here. I don't know what tech Pook has, but I can't see any railguns. And that's a problem right now, as A-Gamer secures the first artifact of this game. That is a problem, because, like, all of Pook's units are right here. They're all right here. Okay, so assault ships are the tech, alright. Alright, assault ships are not so bad. They can hold off the phalanxes. They can also hold off the LAVs. I don't mind that at all. Let's check the tech here for A-Gamer. He is upgrading carrier production, and he has actually not gone for any other units yet. I imagine we might see maybe fighter and gunship fabrication coming soon. But we'll see. I could be wrong. I mean, that is just a guess based on what I've seen A-Gamer do so far when he plays Coalition, but That would certainly be nice. I mean, a gunship right now could take pot shots pretty much unopposed into the salvages of Pook here, so I can see going for a gunship could be quite a nice choice. LAV's going to run down yet another sand skimmer here in mid, and this Phalanx getting chased away on the left. Up to 4 assault ships now is Pook, so you know that is something of a force. In fact, that is actually a superior army pretty much. I mean, if all of the units for both teams were to fight right now, Pook would take it. 4 assault ships beats a Phalanx and all these LAVs. So that's pretty cool. A-Gamer just macroing up like a beast though. He has 2 support cruisers now, going to be starting mining on 3 locations very shortly. Pook, no sign of refinery mode. In fact, content not to give his production cruiser any movement orders so far. And I gotta say, I mean, you can just see the difference between these 2 players. I mean, A-Gamer is active with all his units, he's out there on the field, he's marshalling the artifacts, he's taking smart fights. Can I see the units killed? Units lost, here we go, units lost. Pook has lost 12 units, A-Gamer has lost 1, so you can see the resource differential. A-Gamer at the moment ahead by 1,400 CU's worth of destroyed units.
Research completed. Move order confirmed.
And I love the sound of the engines on those LAVs. They sound so beefy. Little bit of a fight here in mid as the armored assault is going to take some pot shots of this sand skimmer. Hostile light attack vehicle visually authenticated. Ah, roger that, command.
Green line confirmed.
So I mean, there's an army here, but A-Gamer knows all about this because there's a UAV here just scanning them up.
Hostiles designated. Trackers assigned.
And just kind of waiting for these 2 players to have a fight, I guess. A-Gamer working on his economy. He's bringing the artifacts back towards his home base here. That does make some sense because he doesn't actually have enough forces to take them to the extraction zone. Remember what I was saying about how if the assault ships of Pook here take on this army, they'll probably win. I mean, things have changed since then. There's now 3 Phalanxes, so I actually think A-Gamer has a good chance if he wants to take that fight. But he's definitely playing it safe rather than sorry with the, with the movement of these base runners. Like, you can see how he's queued this up. He's going to grab this artifact and then retreat back. Here comes the other base runner. He's probably going to try and score them both simultaneously using the forces he has at his disposal to secure them. Support cruiser anti-air coming online just now, so I guess he's worried that Pook might be going for anti-air, and I do like this. That's probably the one way he could have lost this game, is if Pook came out with like 2-3 precision bombers and started picking off support cruisers in the backfield here. That would be really bad. So, yep, going to research the anti-air. Again, better safe than sorry. A-Gamer here, I'm pretty sure that he's pretty sure that this game's in the bag. So he's just playing this like the safest line possible. He's just looking for any way he could lose this game. There's no rush. Why would he want to take a fight now? Something could go wrong. You know, there's no rush. He'll kill Pook when he's good and ready, or he'll just like take him out on artifacts. We'll see. So yeah, definitely playing this one very cautiously as A-Gamer. Nice positioning with this AAV on top of the hill here. Gonna start suppressing a sand skimmer. Man, the AAVs really do take sand skimmers to town, don't they? Boom. Smashing a sand skimmer there. But this Phalanx is a touch exposed now, actually, caught between like 5 assault ships, and actually the Kenneth carrier is coming out. Refinery mode has been researched. The Kenneth carrier is coming out, and you just saw the first cruise missile being fired off of that. Let's switch to the production tab here and take a look at what's going on. So, looks like Pook is actually coming out with a siege cruiser.
Be advised, enemy support vehicle authenticated. Weapon systems online. Be advised, carrier repair systems online.
And A-Gamer is going to use his carrier here. Now remember, assault ships don't really do much damage to the carrier. I mean, like, yeah, they do like 1 or 2 damage per hit. The armor on the carrier is just too good. That's 25 armor versus an attack that does just 24. So, yeah, most of the damage from these assault ships definitely being negated here. I think the Pook was being more consistent with firing his cruise missiles. He could have put a lot of damage on this carrier by now. He could have been firing like 1 every 4 seconds, and this carrier's in range. Remember, it's very hard to dodge with the carrier. Carrier laser battle cruiser though, and that's going to start hooning into Pook's units. The siege cruisers for Pook are out though, so we're going to have a little bit of a carrier war here. Meanwhile, Pook is actually overrunning with the assault ships into the resource operations of A-Gamer. Now, this is quite spicy. I didn't see this coming. I don't think A-Gamer did either. He's going to start hooning down the artifacts, which are, the base runners which have the artifacts, so that's pretty important. What the hell, Pook? You're actually making this happen. A-Gamer comes in for a backstab with all of the LAVs though. Oh, and this is the tipping point. Everything else is kind of looking okay for Pook. But this is really bad. Also, the battle cruiser is just going to beat a siege cruiser in a fight. Oh, the siege cruiser is on a pixel of health. It's going to desperately try and sneak away. Is it going to get away? I don't think so. Maybe. Okay, he actually gets that siege cruiser out of there. Okay, he loses all his resources, and I think he lost his production cruiser. Oh no, he doesn't lose that. Okay, production cruiser is still alive. Meanwhile, in a gamer's base, wow, all 5 of these assault ships are still alive. Wow. And he's kind of hosing down these salvages, but the assault ships don't really do that much damage. And now there's a battle cruiser in town, and the battle cruiser is going to make big holes in these assault ships. Hey, I'm an assault ship. What's going on? Oh, I really like being alive. Being alive is so awesome. And there we go. Getting smashed to pieces by that battle cruiser. Let's take a look on the other side of the map as the Knef carrier kind of the Knef carrier taking out the battle cruiser of A Gamer. Wow, and now he's up to 2 siege cruisers. I mean, he has no economy. Pook has no economy. But he's building a 3rd siege cruiser. This game definitely Pook's showing a lot more spirit than I thought he would. I thought A Gamer was just going to dominate this, but I think A Gamer was caught like slightly off guard by this backstab with the assault ships. I mean, he capitalized nicely, and the game is basically over because Pook has no economy at all, and that's pretty bad. He's building salvages though. He definitely wants to get back into this. And a 3rd siege cruiser, I mean, that's not nothing. These boys mean business. And he's even got some veterancy on the one that killed the battle cruiser. So Pook's not out of this. A Gamer's going to have to kill him or get some more artifacts out. And Pook has slowed down the artifact plan by blowing up the base runners, which was nicely done. Or sorry, blowing up one of the base runners. This other base runner secured its artifacts and is now alive here. Look at the vehicles in this game. They're just so cool. As another battle cruiser gets laid out of this carrier. Oh dear me, that's now 2 battle cruisers. I mean, there are 3 siege cruisers here, but I don't know. So the siege cruisers start hooning into the carrier here. How much damage do they do? 125. Wow, that's quite considerable. Using some indirect fire barrages as well is very nice. They're going to do yet more damage to the carrier of A Gamer here, and every little counts. Nice hits here. Some of them rockets actually hitting the deck of the carrier, so very good damage being done. But he's up against 3 battle cruisers now, and that is, I mean, the battle cruisers, 4 battle cruisers, I'm sorry. And that is, oh wow, there goes one of the siege cruisers. This is intimidating force. Look at how quickly these siege cruisers are going down. Pook's struggling here. He's going to try and use indirect fire mode, but it matters for nothing. The only way he could have survived this fight is by kiting with all his siege cruisers, but I just don't see how he even wins the game even doing that. Because A Gamer will have field control, has a massive economy, and has all the artifacts. So this one looking to be over, I think. I love these cruise missiles from the Knef carrier. It's so cool. They're just so cool. And the last siege cruiser on its last legs down at 227 health right now, so that's probably going to go down soon. How much armor do they have? 18. Okay. And the battle cruisers here for the coalition just smashing this Knef carrier down. Oh, it's taking so much damage. Oh my goodness, the broadsides are real. And that is going to be game 1 to A Gamer rank. So not exactly unexpected there, kind of like I thought. Pook, definitely a good and developing player, but A Gamer is the real deal, and displaying it there. Taking game 1 quite handily. So this is of course a best of 3 series. Pook gets another stab at this. And who knows, he might be able to take it to a game 3. I mean, there was a moment there where he was backstabbing with assault ships, building siege cruisers, pushing with his carrier. He might have been able to make something of that. I don't know. Like, it didn't look great, but it didn't look that bad either. So, possibly Pook can do something. Let's go to game 2 and find out. Okay, hello, welcome back. You're joining me, Magpie842, for game 2 of this best of 3 series between A Gamer ranks and Pook in the semi-finals of the 4th weekly Artifact Cup. Now, the map is going to be Kalash Teeth, and this is worth mentioning more so than usually because I think generally, it might be kind of accepted that against A Gamer ranks, you really want to veto this map. It's a very small map. A Gamer's quite an aggressive player at heart. I mean, he has a number of builds. He can play macro, he can go long game, but he, you know, if he can kill you with sand skimmers or LAVs and he sees an opening, he'll go for it. So a lot of players do talk about vetoing this map, specifically against A Gamer ranks. It's also one of the oldest maps in the game. I mean, it is one of the oldest maps in the game. So A Gamer has a lot of reps on this map. You know, this was where he learned his digs. This is where he kind of got Homeworld, Deserts of Karak under his belt. So it's safe to say he feels at home here. Like, this is his world. And you don't want to fight a gamer on his terms. You don't want to fight him on his terrain. You don't want to fight him on his world. But having said that, you know, this is still Homeworld does as a crack, and anything can happen. So I don't want to say it's over before it's over, but this is going to be pretty challenging. Let's put it that way. But anyway, let's do some player introductions. Spawning in the south, playing as the Coalition Forces, it is going to be A Gamer Anx. Whoops, A Gamer Anx. There we go. And spawning in the north, playing as the Kanefi Forces, it is going to be Pook. So, here we go. We got a game on our hands. Let's see what the players do.
Light attack vehicle online.
So, very fast LAV fabrication out of A Gamer Anx, and he is now constructing LAVs. He's also researching the Phalanx Armored Assault Vehicle, so that's going to be coming out soon. Once again, I do apologise for this annoying cough I have. It's very annoying for when you're trying to cast. Look at how big the sensor range is on Coalition units, by the way. Just saying. So good. Galzian and Knef units, by the way, have, like, inferior sensors, for those who don't know. Oh, listen to that engine. Oh, so cool. I want one of these just for, like, driving around. Woo, yeah. Reminds me so much of the Warthog from Halo, which can only be a good thing.
Unknown inbound. Designating hostile.
Alright, so here come the LAVs for A Gamer. They're going to find, at the moment, no resistance. Oh dear. Okay, so here comes some sand skimmers at last. One. There'll be more coming too. And A Gamer's going to have to be a little careful how he decides to proceed here. No! Ah! Okay, so sending out your sand skimmers like 1 against 3 is always bad. 2 against 4 is also bad. Okay, yeah, Pook. Okay, he's figured this out now. In the last game, remember, he just kind of fed in a whole chain of sand skimmers. Didn't look very good. Oh no, but he's going to lose these 2 salvages again. Losing 2 salvages this early in the game is so bad. Oh, it's so bad. And the reason it's so bad, for those of you who don't know, losing units earlier on in an RTS is has a disproportionately large effect on the game, because at this stage, those two salvages represent a much larger percentage of the economy of Pook, and a much larger percentage of the units and resources he has on the map. So losing units early on, before they can start giving you some payback, it really, really hurts you in the mid-game and later on in the game, when the resources those salvages would have been generating, you know, can set up. That can, like, you know, they can exponentially provide you with much more advantages in the mid and late game. So that really stings. Losing salvages at this stage in the game really, really, really stings. But I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. Now, the Knef carrier is under assault. There's a Phalanx AAV here beginning to chew down the salvage as well. A Gamer just going straight for the throat here. The sand skimmers come in to try and fight. Smoke deployed very nicely here. Going to block this carrier from doing much more damage. One of the Phalanx is going down. Looks like the LAVs are probably going to pick up all of these sand skimmers. No, actually Pook going to pull them back. Very nicely timed. Oh, he still loses 1. That was a touch unlucky, I feel. And actually both of these phalanxes are going to go down for just 1 salvager. So that is actually not awful. That is actually not awful here from Pook. A Gamer probably expected a little more from that. Let's check the tech for A Gamer. So he's upgrading carrier production, and he has not unlocked any units so far as I can tell. Let's take a look at what's on the build queue. Yet more phalanxes. No sign of a support cruiser, although he does have the CUs for it. So we'll see if he decides to go for a support cruiser. Looks like another base runner to begin, actually. Oh, A Gamer did that thing he so often does, well, he reasonably often does, where he salvages his opening base runner to give him a little more resources for that early game aggression, or sometimes I see him salvage it to use those extra resources for a quicker refinery timing when he plays as Galzian, and that enables him to, like, kickstart his economy, like, pretty hardcore. So yeah, for those of you out there, new players to the game, or players who've been playing for a while but haven't thought of it, like me, when I learned this trick, you can salvage any unit in this game. You just it's called retire. There you go, you can see it down there. So you could retire this Phalanx, you could retire this base runner, you could retire your LAVs, your salvages, you can retire any unit. It'll drive back to the carrier, it'll go back into the carrier, and you get a portion of its resources back. It's 75% of the cost of the vehicle, so that's pretty good. So if you salvage that opening base runner, that's like 150 resources. So that actually makes quite a considerable difference very early. I mean, if you started every game with 150 extra resources, you could be a lot more aggressive with your economy or with your military. So it's a cool thing to know about doing in this game.
Let's move.
So looks like Pook here has actually grabbed an artifact, and he's kind of moving out with a little mini convoy here. A couple of sand skimmers going to be guarding this base runner. And A-Gamer could try and challenge with this phalanx, but it looks like he's actually content right now to let Pook just have this artifact. Very unusual for A-Gamer there. I would have expected for sure that he'd jump on that, but, you know, he's just going to let that one go. Fair enough. A number of assault ships now are out for Pook, and there are heavy railguns backing this up. So, a nice army for Pook, unless A-Gamer is going for aircraft. And he's not. So, Pook here going to catch a small break as A-Gamer's going for the assault cruiser fabrication here. Now, assault cruisers we saw in that game with Quicksilver just now in Semifinals A. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, obviously they'll have devastating force on this board. They'll be very good. A-Gamer now going up to mining on 3 locations. Look at how much better his economy is. It's just crazy. That's going to be very, very, very hard. Even if Pook fights like a champion here, he's going to have to trade basically 2 for 1 with all of his units just to break even. Which is never where you want to be.
Defend that area with the turret.
So I'll just pause here for a sip on my drink.
Deploy a turret on that location.
So,
Proceed to rally point.
this is going to be very hard for Pook. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be very hard. This is going to be very hard. I mean, this would be very hard for any player in the game. Defeating A-Gamer is very difficult. So far as I know, it's only been done once. I mean, I'm sure it's been done more than once, but I do know that A-Gamer did not win the first weekly Artifact Cup, so... Anyway. Heavy railguns here coming out into a decent position for Pook here, so that's cool. Man, these... the Knef units look so cool. Look at that heavy railgun. Oh, I want one. I just... Imagine if you just drove to work in that. That would be awesome. Is somebody like 2 miles away annoying you? Boof! I know the railguns don't make that noise at all, but in my head they kind of do. Anyway, that's the explanation for that weird noise. Okay, so anyway, here's you know what actually? Whilst oh wow, actually, oh no, it's only a probe. I thought it might be an actual air unit, but as a fight's going to begin here in middle, you know how we have like you know, phonetic words like bang and boom, and like dogs go like woof, and we think that that's actually the noise that dogs make, and cows, you know, they go like meow and so forth. Other cultures just have completely different versions of those. Like, we think cats go meow, right? The Japanese think cats go like nyan. So it's like weird how, like in my head, a railgun definitely goes poof, but they, if you listen to them, they don't sound anything like that. And probably everybody else thinks they make a different noise. This is quite the diversion, isn't it, Magpie? We should focus more on the game. So, Pook here setting up to tentatively extract another base runner here. A-Gamer getting in position to defend. He's got a couple of base runners and a phalanx, so I guess these base runners are going to start putting down turrets soon. Meanwhile, A-Gamer also kind of just got a couple of units over on the left just to keep tabs on what's going on that area of the map. Look at the sensor coverage for A-Gamer, by the way. All of the blue area. Very, very, very good. The assault ships are going to come in for a bit of a dive to try and hit down this turret, but I mean, wow, classy smoke is going to come down from the phalanx. So clutch. A-Gamer is actually quite good at playing Coalition, isn't he? Not that I ever doubted him, but it's just rare that I get to see him play this faction. So anyway, this turret is going to go down. No assault ships have been lost. Here come the LAVs. Oh no, the LAVs are totally going to get the railguns though. There is nothing here to defend. Railguns have very little in the way of armor, just 3. So the damage on these LAVs more than enough to pierce through. And that is what we see happening here. And now the assault cruisers are here. Ouch. With their like heavy laser cannons. Pow, pow, pow. Why is this unit, by the way, on the Coalition Force? I'd love to know why this unit is in the Coalition Forces. Because if you look at it, that is clearly a Galzian unit. Like, only the Galzian units have red lights at the front and float and have laser turret. Like, that's just a Galzian unit. Why is it in the Coalition roster? I don't know. But if you do, please tell me, because I'm really curious. Anyway, somehow one of the railguns has survived. There's another one here, which if you just move it onto this hill, could be hitting these assault cruisers as they come across the map. That's actually massive that railgun isn't on the hill. Okay, now he moves it onto the hill, and it's probably just in time to pick off one of these assault cruisers. Yep, bang, there goes one of them. I love it the way that assault cruisers, or just cruisers in general in this game, look when they go down. They're so cool. Now these railguns kind of firing at Pathfinders, not what you want to be doing. What's the assault cruiser called? The Zenith. Zenith Armored Gunship. So taking some fatty hits is this particular Zenith. And here comes, awkwardly, a heavy railgun to try and engage it in close combat. That didn't work, but it has a friend here who might be able to put the finishing touches in, and he does, picking up some nice veterancy for his troubles. And actually, Pook actually is on 2 artifacts and kind of thinking about getting a third out here. Why is A-Gamer not going for the artifacts? That is normally his, like, he always goes for artifacts, like, usually pretty hard. Anyway, Railgun in a nice position here, going to be putting down some heavy fire onto this turret, onto this base runner. Nice stuff there. The turret is going to pick up the base runner of Pook, though, so Pook's not going to be able to make it 3-0 here anytime soon. And he's still mining off of one location, like, kind of off of another, but not really. Whilst A-Gamer just has full saturation on 3 bases. Let's check the tech. So he could go for battle cruisers soon. Wow, A-Gamer's actually stacking a lot of CUs. A lot of CUs. I'd like to see him put down a couple of logistics modules, because he's kind of almost approaching unit cap. Uh-oh. That's an artillery cruiser. Is it? Is that an artillery cruiser? Yeah, that's an artillery cruiser, times 2. Oh, they're doing horrendous damage. Precision strike. Or area barrage. Wow, they've actually got... wow. That's pretty cool. They've got a precision strike ability. I did not know about that. That's really cool. So anyway, yeah, those artillery cruisers are going to make life very, very hard for Pook as we move forward in this series. I mean, that is going to be incredibly difficult to overcome because, you know, the thing is on Teeth of Kalash, because this area here can't be moved through by carriers, and this area here can't be moved through by carriers, which means if these artillery cruisers are able to move into this location here, they can fire over here and hit the Knef carrier, and there's very little it can do about that. It cannot approach those artillery cruisers to force them back. Oh, and another great barrage going to be coming in here. Oh, A-Gamer just putting on massive damage onto his opponent's units here. The saturation indirect fire just causing grievous losses here. These artillery cruisers are so cool. So cool. That's just groovy. That's just groovy. So yeah, putting on some massive damage onto the army of Pook, such as it is. 3 railguns, 1 assault ship right now. Actually, you know, I think if A-Gamer went for any kind of air units, he would probably, like, the game would just end. If it isn't over already, which, I don't know, yeah, it pretty much is. You know, I'm not going to, like, try and oversell you on the hype of this or anything. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, Pook's still in this. Like, I mean, the odds of him making a comeback in this game are incredibly remote. Would I bet everything I owned on it? Yeah. Would I bet my life on it? Yeah. Like, that's how far in we are here. So anyway, let's have a look now. We've got some more assault cruisers coming out. And a support cruiser, in fact, just for the frontline repairs. So that's some nice stuff here. This Sandskimmer going to get some intel, but little else. Now, the Knef carrier, actually very nice from Pook here. He is going to be using those cruise missile bays to fire some missiles into the artillery cruisers. I like that a lot, actually. I completely forgot about that. That is a thing that the Knef can do. Bang! Putting some good damage onto these cruisers. Uh-oh, but here comes the pain. Uh-oh, that's... Oh dear, there go all of the salvagers. Instant kill. All the salvagers. The production cruiser on its last legs here. Plenty of veterancy on that cruiser. Here comes an assault cruiser, just kind of lurking over here. How many salvagers are left here? So there are 4 salvagers left for Pook. A-Gamer just has overwhelming force here. Overwhelming force. Look at how many LAVs this is. 16. It might be more, actually. I don't know if that's just like a limitation of the HUD. Let's just have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is more than 16. It's just that the HUD can't show me anymore. Wow. Brutal. Oh, wow, what is this? Okay, yeah, the support cruiser doing its anti-air thing there. Cruise missile's just going to keep flailing in, and I do like this. How can you not like a cruise missile flailing in? The cruise missile of defiance here from Pook. There's yet more rockets going to find his carrier. Looks like he's going to bring this carrier to new heading here. Quite sure where he's firing these cruise missiles now. Here comes the massive LAV pack here from A-Gamer, rapidly chewing off his opponents. Whoa, he's got to be careful. He's kind of hitting his own units there. Oh, that was close. That was a little bit too close there for A-Gamer. Kind of hitting his own units. And we're kind of just waiting for A-Gamer to close the noose here. The production cruiser of Pook is going to go down. The railguns at the back here are going to get picked off by the massive amount of LAVs that A-Gamer has. The carrier taking direct hits from the artillery barrages, which are just streaming in from Pook. Sorry, from A-Gamer. Ouch. And this sometimes happens in RTSs. And I've got to say, credit where credit's due. Pook staying into the end here, that actually shows a lot of character and spirit. Sometimes RTS is not always about winning, it's just about doing your best in the face of incredible, overwhelming odds. And sometimes it's about annoying your opponent and taking up as much of their time as possible before you leave the game. Come on, we've all been there. When you're like, I've lost this game, but I'm still going to take off all my buildings and fly them to the corners of the map and go and make a cup of tea. But anyway, A Gamer here is going to be our second finalist. He is going to be taking on Quicksilver for the title of the 4th Artifact Cup here in Homeworld Deserts of Correct. That is going to be pretty exciting, actually. Quicksilver and A Gamer, for me, are, you know what, this is a discussion for the beginning of the finals. This is not a discussion for here. So I'm going to save it and see you guys in the finals.